Recently, a GMAT student shared that, sir, if I don't get my target score, I won't ever be able to accept myself. So this was a very honest sort of confession. That's what he felt, that okay, if I don't get my target score, then I'll always feel lacking. I'll never be able to accept myself. As I thought about that statement, this is what many of us feel to different extents regarding different things in life. Okay, if I don't get that, then I'll consider myself a failure and all that. So if you think about it, so there is a big threat of self-rejection looming over his head. Okay, if he doesn't get his target score, he will reject himself. It's like the most precious relationship you have in life, that is under threat if you don't achieve this target score, right? The most precious relationship is with ourselves, right? That's the most intimate, most fundamental relationship we have, and that is under threat. So naturally the person is extremely scared, extremely stressed out. Now the thing is, I was thinking about it and I realized that even if he gets the target score, still all the experience that he is having is a very stressful, very negative experience. And I think at the foundation of it lies a very conditional acceptance. Think about it. If let's say your loved one says to you that, okay, I'll accept you only if you do this, otherwise you're out. And that person keeps saying this to you for many different things. Won't you be limited? Okay, why is that acceptance so much conditional? If I don't satisfy this guy's criteria, if I don't satisfy this person's needs, whatever benchmarks he has, he's going to reject me. So you're always under threat. Will you be able to enjoy that relationship? Or will you really enjoy a relationship in which you are unconditionally accepted? Doesn't matter what you get in life, how much you succeed and all that, how you look and all that. You are just accepted for who you are, with all your faults, with everything that comes with you. Would you enjoy such a relationship more, or would you enjoy a relationship which is conditional on a lot of things and which is always under the threat of crumbling down, breaking down if you don't meet certain conditions? I think for a lot of people at least, unconditional relationship would be a far better proposition. But the relationship we have with ourselves is very, very conditional. So this guy was an extreme example in a way that at least he was sharing it very, very honestly, and he could feel it very deeply that, okay, if he doesn't get this score, he will reject himself. But my point is, even if he gets this score, he would have emphasized to the self that, okay, the acceptance is very conditional. Now the next thing you have to achieve to be accepted again. So is there a way to not make our own acceptance conditional? Is it possible that we can choose to accept ourselves unconditionally? And I was thinking about that student. I was wondering whether his inner self would want him to fail in some way, because that inner self wants to be accepted despite failures, right? You want to be accepted. You don't want a conditional acceptance. Okay, if he succeeds, then he would accept his inner self, that's fine. But the inner self wants to be accepted, even in the case of failing, right? So that, I think that desire would be lying within him, right? Because his inner self is him in some way. So then I was wondering that, okay, by putting such strong conditions for self-acceptance, isn't he inviting failure into his life? Of course, in one way, he's threatening himself to work hard to get the score, otherwise there is self-rejection. But at the same time, I believe there is something from within him that may be shouting that, no, let's fail and let's then accept myself, because that is what I crave. I crave not acceptance when we are succeeding, when we are meeting the conditions. I crave acceptance when I'm not meeting the conditions.